Hello, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is your reading for the week of June 5th to the 11th. First card out for you is Yang, which is masculine energy. There's a lot of doing and seeing and taking an actionable part of your reality this week. We're going to dive more into what this means in the tarot portion of this reading. But first, we're going to do some story time. You had two more oracle cards come out, and both of them just had a beautiful message in the books. So I just want to read it for you from the book, okay? So this first one you have is emotion and intellect in reversed. This is the 11 of water in reverse, but this is what it looks like upright. And it says this. So when it comes out in reversed, it is showing a potential blockage that you may be going through at this time. When the 9 of water appears reversed, it signifies a resistance in our willingness to unwillingness to look at our emotional reactions and accept responsibility for them. Or it could indicate an unwillingness to look at the source of those emotional reactions. We may not want to see the truth. In this instance, we may truly agree with the old adage that ignorance is bliss. However, it is more than probable that we simply tell ourselves this because we are afraid of the pain of dredging up old memories. You know what this reminds me of? Like sweeping things under the rug because you don't feel like dealing with that. So just make sure you're not doing any of that. Or if there's someone in your life who's doing that, you know, that's not really good. Instead, the 9 of water offers us an opportunity to acknowledge the truth. Embracing ignorance will keep us reliving the pain of the moment again and again until we make the choice to break the cycle by facing that of which we are, turn the page, most afraid. Now, what this reminds me of is, like, sometimes we get into these relationships where it's like month after month, the same problem, the same argument keeps coming up and up and up. And what that means is that we're not actually dealing with the argument, the problem. It's just being swept under the rug, like in some way, shape, or form that's confusing to you, maybe. Like maybe you or the other person is just like not really taking accountability in the problem and working to fix it. It's more so like, I blame you, you blame me, none of us take accountability, this problem isn't resolved. We somehow managed to make up anyways because we swept it under the rug and said enough is enough. And then that same problem returns again and again, month after month, and it's just draining you. So that's an example of how this message could apply that really needs to be paid attention to. The 9 of water reverse asks you to do not avoid what needs to be done because you will experience pain in the short term. The pain will pass and open you to a better, happier future. So it's like if there's a problem that keeps coming up and up and up, you really need to take bold action towards resolving that right now in the present moment. And, you know, will it hurt? Yeah. Will it be painful? Yeah. But it'll only be painful right now as opposed to it coming up anyways and experiencing that pain and then ignoring it and then going back to the same old thing and then having it come up again and again and again. So it's like if you deal with it right here, right now, it is actually less painful than if you just keep letting this same old problem come up again and again and again. And to me, this really does feel like relationship related, but it doesn't have to be related to relationships. So then you have the beauty way in reversed, which I love the concept of the beauty way. So I wanted to read this from the book as well because I just can't describe it any better. So first we're going to read the essence. What is the beauty way? The beauty way is both a path that you travel on and a daily practice. The path is where you choose to perceive only beauty before you, behind you, and all around you as you journey through life. The practice is where you take action to bring beauty to every situation that you are in. When things get ugly, you act to bring integrity and peace to the difficult encounter. And now we're having multiple messages here that show a difficult encounter, so I just want to point that out. When everyone else perceives only darkness, you point out the light and help uncover the hidden treasures. Now, this is coming out in reversed, which means that there's a healing message here from this concept of the beauty way. And here's the medicine, okay? Stop trying to fix relationships that you believe are broken. We're getting the real tea. Recognize that things are exactly as they need to be in this moment and acknowledge the inherent beauty in that. When you understand this, you will be able to bring about the change that you want. What this is reminding me of is accepting, like having radical acceptance towards the people in your life. Instead of pointing the finger and saying, you're wrong for doing this, I need you to change this, etc. It's like, this is who you are in the present moment, and that is beautiful for its own reasons. I just might not be compatible with that energy right now. Or you can adjust your expectations so that you allow them to be their own messy self. And I just spat at the camera, I'm so sorry. And you know, kind of adjust your expectations, whatever you need to do. Do not engage in gossip about the darkness and flaws of others. Be careful not to be seduced by the superficial beauty of a project or a relationship that you are toying with, unless you are willing to pay a price for it later. So there's a lot here about kind of letting the superficial overrun issues that are in a relationship, okay? That theme seems to be coming up a lot this week, Sagittarius, like ignoring real problems, real incompatibilities in relationships because you're being seduced by this superficial type of beauty. And okay, we have to get the cards out. We need the tarot. We need the tarot for some more clarity for how this is even related to your week ahead, okay? So we're gonna get 9 tarot cards from the Wildwood Tarot, 3 rows of 3 as usual. I never use any type of spread. It's literally just 9 cards and they paint a story however they want. You know, I give the universe free reign to bring forward any messages that you need to hear this week, which is why I don't have like a very strict spread. It's very like go with the flow, paint a story for me. So they're all face down. We're going to flip it over one by one. First card out for you this week is the 9 of Arrows, Dedication. Whew, okay, this is the 9 of Swords, y'all. 9 of Swords, and it is one that leaves you unhappy, okay? Like, I just feel you tired from constantly having to be the one to try here, constantly having to pick up the pieces, be the glue to this connection. It's like you're trying so hard to make something work, and it's just not working as hard to make it work. Does that make sense? And again, this could be definitely applying to relationships. It's like, you do a lot of emotional labor bringing up issues that need to be addressed in this connection, but if the other person is not as dedicated as you are to making this work, it's like it's an effort that isn't going anywhere. See, all these arrows are flying in different directions, but they're not really landing on a particular mark, and it's like, I would say be careful of what you're dedicated to, what you spend your time on. Okay, let's get some more cards to bring about more clarity to this message. 2 of Vessels, Attraction. This card has come out for every single fire sign now for this week. And this is a relationship that we're talking about, okay? So for real, a relationship is coming to the forefront this week, it seems. And 2 of Vessels upright normally is a very positive, uplifting type of card. And honestly, this is like, you are you in your own individual way. You have your own individual life and preferences, and that is beautiful. And I am myself with my own individual preferences in life, and that is beautiful. And together, we respect each other's differences, and we come together to share in our life and see how they have their own cups of fulfillment that they pour into themselves. Their happiness, because cups in the tarot represent happiness, their happiness is sourced from their self. And they're enjoying their own individual happiness together. This is showing you how to have a healthy relationship, the 2 of Cups. And so I'm not saying that there's necessarily like big drama and you need to break up with someone this week. But I am saying it's like seeing the beauty in the differences that you have with someone else and adjusting accordingly. Sometimes that's all it takes. And you know, maybe you already been through all this drama already, and this week is the week where it's like you're finally able to enjoy each other because you're not coming at it with this expectation of changing each other. And this could apply to so many different relationships. Like, I know a lot of people probably go through a process of being very resentful towards their parents, for example, like them never opening their minds up, being too closed-minded, too stuck in their ways, right? And it's like, once you reduce your expectations to 0 and you're like, this is who they are, this is how they are, and just practice that radical acceptance for who they are. You're no longer trying to change them, no longer getting that high from complaining about them. You're just like, that's who they are, that's the way it is. I didn't cause it, I didn't create it. It's not my job to change it. It's not my job to heal it. That is who you are, and I'm no longer going to try to change or heal you. That is your own journey. And once you have that radical acceptance for everyone in your life, you kind of return back to the state of, I am in control of my own happiness. And you adjust your expectations of people accordingly. And it just creates so much healthier energies in relationships. So I feel like you might have already been learning this lesson, and you're really seeing the blessings that come from this lesson this week, because you're able to enjoy other people without necessarily cutting off every single person you don't agree with. I've been guilty of that in the past. I'm not judging you. But it's like, maybe in the past you have done that before. And it's like, you can finally enjoy people because you have these healthy expectations now. So beautiful. Third card out for you is the Four of Arrows, Rest. Giving it a break. I'm seeing you giving arguments a break, like, you know what, that's the way they are, or whatever. Also, I'm seeing here just giving yourself adequate time to rest in general. Okay, there's also a healing going on with the butterfly, a huge transformation here. And just giving yourself time to rejuvenate. I feel there might be a really good day or two this week where you just get some good sleep in and you reset your energies and you're feeling good. If you've been overly busy recently, this week will offer you some time to yourself, which is so needed. So we love to see that. Second row out, your fourth card is the King of Arrows in reversed Kingfisher. Okay, we're getting some ideas about where this relationship problems are stemming from. It seems to be here someone is not the best communicator, huh? Not very direct in their honesty, perhaps. Not very direct in, I don't know, not very forthcoming with their energy, This is someone who probably is so used to just being on their own, so used to doing things their way, that they have a hard time changing and adapting to other people's way of doing things, For example, like this could come out definitely if you were dating someone who has been single for like many, many years and lived on their own for many, many years. They just get so used to doing things exactly their way that they can be a little bit problematic when they come together with someone. So, or it's just like, you're sitting here throwing out all of these arrows, which to me represent communication, trying to resolve an issue. And it's like, we have the King of Arrows in reverse. Like, I'm not even attempting, I'm not even trying. So it's like, you're taking your arrows back, you're taking your energy back because, if you keep trying to force something to work with someone who refuses to grow, change, communicate healthily, it's just not going to work, okay? This is someone who might come off as emotionally avoidant or cold, so that might give you an indication of who this may be in your life. The center of your spread this week, center of your energy, is the Two of Arrows reversed, Injustice. It just feels like a shame. It feels like a shame because it's like, it had so much potential, it feels like, but I mean, the scales were uneven here in some way, shape, or form, and it's just like, you're reclaiming your energy, Sagittarius, but that doesn't mean it's any less sad. I do wonder with this card in reverse, next to the King of Arrows in reverse, if there was a situation here where someone either like betrayed your trust in some way, were just overly cold to you, or like just wasn't as dedicated, committed, determined to making something work here. And it's starting to feel like a bit of an injustice. Like, I did all of this for you for so long and you just never return the favor. So it's a weird mix of energy. I feel like you're having this radical acceptance, this love in your heart, unconditional love in your heart, and accepting a person or a situation for what it is. But at the same time, it doesn't make you less frustrated about all of the love that you already poured in that was never really returned at the same level. So I don't know, it's something like that. Also with the Injustice card in reversed, I'm seeing here like healthy boundaries, protecting your heart. Okay, like this is the way that you are right now. I'm not going to give more than I receive anymore. So that's been a theme that's been coming through this week heavily for a lot of signs, but especially fire signs. Sixth card out for you is the Knight of Bows, Fox. Okay, I am seeing forward movement in your passions, whatever you're passionate about, whether it's like a project, a goal, or even a person, even like sensual passion. We're seeing some foxy forward movement there. Also, the fox spirit really brings about the message of shortcuts, like taking a shortcut to success. You may notice or like learn a certain hack or tip this week that makes your success and forward movement a lot faster, a lot easier. So that's really cool. Or there's a little shortcut here. Like I'm seeing here, some of you might be collaborating with someone who helps you substantially, and it kind of like makes your forward movement really good. I'm also seeing like maybe something you've been doing for a long time, you're doing it a certain way and you discovered a new way of doing it that's more efficient, and you're starting to like feel that efficiency, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna see faster results this way. I don't know where this is applying to in your life. It could be health and fitness, it could be work, it could be even relationships. I don't know. So it's just something that makes your life easier. That's what I see here. So 7th card out, we're now in the 3rd row. You have the 2 of Stones in reverse challenge. Yeah, like you're done arguing. I mean, there is a lot. Okay, I feel like there's different levels here of people watching. Like some people might be still arguing, still trying to change this person, and this message is like this week, like break out of that. Others of you, this is just talking about more past energies that you're still like integrating. But yeah, I just feel like you came head to head with someone who wasn't putting as much in as you were. And it sucks because this is someone you love with the 2 of Cups. Like you truly love them. Still, present tense, you still love them. But I mean, you have to recover, you have to rest and rejuvenate. Gain back the energy that you poured in that was never reciprocated. I also want to promise you, Sagittarius, that in this relationship or whatever the situation is, you put so much in to help this person grow, and they just like flung away, like shoot off all of your good intentions and energies. That energy that you sent to them is going to return back to you in many different ways. So it's not necessarily wasted. Now, moving on in the future, you definitely shouldn't keep doing that though. Like just make sure that you're in environments where there's an equal give and take here. But I do feel a promise from the universe that all of that love that you had given away so beautifully and freely, it is returning back to you in the form of like more rapid transformation and success for you, okay? So, but it's not going to start coming back to you until you establish these healthy boundaries. I really want to say that. Like 2 of Arrows in reversed, for many of you, I don't think you've established this yet, but you're going to. It's like once you like block yourself from overgiving here, you protect your heart, and you're no longer giving more than the other person is. Once the universe sees that you are no longer pouring your energy, kind of wasting your energy in these energy draining people, okay, that is when your success is going to be unlocked, because Spirit's honestly saying like, we don't want to make you successful and have all this beautiful blessings in your life only to give them away and share them with someone who is not giving back to you. So once you kind of set boundaries up there, notice how all areas of your life seem to move a little bit faster for you. Just saying. 8th card out for you is the 3 of Bows, fulfillment. Look at that. Goal acquisition, forward movement, healing. Beautiful. I mean, like, look at everything that happens once you do this. Final card out for you is the 8 of Stones in reverse, skill. I see you becoming more of a master at something in your life. Even more talented, even better. I see there's something here that you're practicing. It could even be practicing setting healthy boundaries, practicing, it feels more career and hobby related though. I do wonder if you're getting better at a certain skill that will pay off, or if you're thinking about taking some type of class or just practicing at something. The word practice is coming through really strongly here. Practice makes perfect, and I do see you improving your quality that you offer in your work, in your relationships, in all areas of your life. And like it goes back to that message previously of like you're finding a hack. You're finding a way to do something with more quality and integrity that makes you almost work less and achieve more results. That's what I'm seeing for you this week, so enjoy it. Thank you guys for joining me. Like this video, comment how this resonated down below, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and watch for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus to get the fullest overview of the week ahead. If you want a personal reading with me, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. Bye-bye.